Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Onset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And don't forget, stay to the end because I have two great comments I want to tell you guys about. Now, let's answer today's question. Today's question came from a guy, okay? And this guy is in a relationship with a Cancer. And he is a Pisces. He said, my lover is friends with all of her exes. Should I really be concerned? Now, first of all, a lot of times when you make a statement like this, people automatically assume that you're insecure. Oh, you're just being insecure. That's very, very bad. That's very, very bad. Because the truth of the matter is that when you're insecure, a lot of times it's not just insecurity. Some of the times it is just the fact that you feel like you're not worthy. You're not cute enough. You're not good enough. There's something about you, what you think about you deep down inside that you might not tell other people. So you feel like you're insecure about this situation, but not all the time. Sometimes your insecurity is really warning you. It's a red flag. It's letting you know something's wrong here. Now, in this case, I don't feel like the Pisces is insecure. I feel like the Pisces is getting warned by his gut instinct. Why do I feel this way? Because the Pisces told me that she's friends with all of her exes. Huh? Number one, I could see being friends with an ex. I'm not saying, me personally, I'm really not. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not. I have one ex that I'm friendly with. And sometimes I speak to my daughter's father, sometimes, usually not very frequently. And that's pretty much it. And that's because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in hanging out with exes and being friends with exes. I feel like if we was friends, we would have worked it out and we still would have been together. I don't really feel like, I don't trust that, you know? I feel like, number one, it causes problems because this person might still be in love with you. You might still be in love with them. I feel like it causes problems with the new lovers. They get somebody new in their life and now this person don't like you and all this other stuff. Or you get somebody new in your life and the person is like, what's the deal with this? A lot of times you're still sleeping together, so you're still maintaining a very unhealthy, dysfunctional, emotional connection that you obviously weren't able to work out when you were together, but it's still dragging on. So I don't do it personally because I think it's dysfunctional and unhealthy. But sometimes it can be healthy. I know a woman, she's a lesbian, and the woman that she was with, the first woman she was with, they realized while they were together that their chemistry just wasn't adding up. And they decided to stay friends. They amicably broke up and they're still friends 30 years later. So I'm not saying that it can't happen. It can happen. But what I'm saying is it's not the norm. So for her to have multiple exes and to be friends with all of them shows me that she is holding on to codependencies from exes. That's what it says to me. Now, of course, hey, who am I? I could be wrong. But that's what that says to me. Why does it say that to me? Because it's multiple exes. If she was friends with one, maybe two, I could see that. He said he's identified six. Six? That he's identified. We don't even know if it's others or not. But these are the ones that he's identified. Because remember, they're not in a relationship together. They're lovers that are supposed to be moving towards a relationship. And he's asking this question because he wants to know, should he move forward or should he dip off? And me personally, I wouldn't get serious with her. Because if she's still friends with 6 different exes at least, that tells me that she's holding on to these codependencies. When you get to know somebody The two of you create a connection, emotional, spiritual connection. And when you're lovers, that connection is that much more intense. When the two of you stop being lovers and you're still holding on to that connection time after time after time after time, that tells me that even if she doesn't cheat, even if she's not still sleeping with them or messing and dipping with them, even if that's not the case, she's still unhealthily emotionally attached to these people. And she's a Cancer. So I can speak further on that because I've experienced this with a Cancer. The last person I dated, period. I haven't dated anybody since her. Because she got on my nerves so bad that when we broke up, I was like, I need a lot of air. I need a lot of space. And she had the same thing going on. She had several exes that she was still friends with. And I was sitting there like, yeah, okay. You already know me. I was peeping it from back deep. And the more she talked about it, the more I saw their messages, the more I listened to the conversations, the more I realized that she was still emotionally connected to these people. How are you going to move on when you're still emotionally connected with 4 or 5, 6 different exes? You're not really moving on. You're just collecting. You're like a collector, you know? You're just collecting more exes along the way. So if I were you, I would not continue seeing her, much less get serious with her, because this is going to continue to be a problem. She's going to continue to do this and probably is going to do the same thing with you. If you and her stop messing around, she's probably going to collect you too and move on to the next one. So that tells me there's a problem. If somebody is holding on to codependencies, there's something going on inside of them. So that's going to cause problems if you guys decide to move forward and decide to have a relationship. I don't think you're insecure. I think your gut instinct is telling you that something about these situations is not right. And personally, if I were you, I would step off. I would back up off it, because that's something that is a recipe for disaster. And then on top of all of these situations, the one thing that really stood out to me, he said she doesn't have any children. So if you're still friends with an ex because you're co-parenting, that makes sense to me. You don't have a choice. Really, you don't have a choice. You don't have to be their best friend, but you at least have to be cordial, communicative, and friendly at best. Right? It's nice when the two people can, have dinner or come together at different times for the kids' sake. That's cool, as long as there's nothing negative going on. But she don't have no kids. So you're maintaining these relationships because you're solely codependent with these people. And then telling him, and this is the part that I really didn't like, telling him he has to accept these friends. He has to be polite, cordial, and friendly to these exes, these men who have slept with his woman and now are continuing to hang around. So like I said before, even if there's nothing sexual going on, this is an unhealthy vibration, and I would be concerned and I would leave her alone. I would just be a platonic friend to her. And I bet you if you step back and watch how she moves, you're going to see everything I'm talking about. All of this is a problem. All of it. Every last bit of it. And if this is what she chooses to hold on to, then let her hold on to it. And you move on to somebody else who's already matured past this stage in their life. Okay? All right, let's take a look at our comments. Edward George said, change your friends. I was talking about the other day, this woman was saying that somebody told her to dumb herself down to be around people, certain people, whatever the case is. And I was like, nah, don't dumb yourself down at all. Keep being yourself. And Edward George agrees with me. He's like, just change your friends, change your environment. Because if people in your environment are telling you to dumb yourself down to be around them, then you need not be around them. And I agree with Edward 100%. Michelle Cortez was my other favorite. Thank you, Edward. Michelle said, I'm a smart girl and my ex was Aries. He started treating me like we were in competition with each other. versus appreciating each other's intelligence. I couldn't take it anymore. Hated feeling like I have to dumb myself down so he could be comfortable. Well, you did the right thing, girl, because if you in competition with your lover, it's one thing to, play tennis together or, try to, compete against each other in a video game or something like that. But when you're competing and trying to one up each other and be better than the other, that's a very unhealthy dynamic. It happens a lot in lesbian relationships. I've noticed. I don't know about gay men. They might go through it too. But I've seen it in my own relationships with women. I had a woman tell me that she was jealous of me. And I'm like, how the fuck are you dating me and jealous of me? That makes no sense. So that's not good. It's not good at all. If your lover is jealous of you or competing with you, it's going to lead to them sabotaging the relationship in certain ways. Like, for example, in her case, she had children, and we both had children, and she thought I was a better mom. Now, honestly, I was a better mom. I mean, it is what it is. But she was jealous of that fact. And I was like, nah, just step your game up. If you think somebody got something that you don't have, just step your game up. But instead of doing that, she sabotaged the relationship and tried to, in essence, sabotage me. So what ended up happening was I picked up on it, and after she got on my nerves enough, I stepped off. So the point of the matter is that competing with your lover is unhealthy for the relationship. There is a such thing as healthy competition. Playing tennis, playing video games, doing Scrabble, being competitive in spades even. I've seen some couples battle at the table over some spades. That kind of thing can be healthy. But if you're battling over intelligence, battling over who you are in essence, that's going to ruin the relationship. So I can see why you got tired of it, and I can see why this Aries is an ex. I also can see an Aries doing this. I like Aries. I don't have nothing against Aries, but sometimes they are extremely overbearing, and it can ruin relationships. People don't want to have to compete with you. People don't want to fight you. People want to love you, And when it becomes too much of a fight, especially when they don't want to fight, you only got two choices: fight or flight. So if they don't want to fight, guess what they're going to do? They're going to flee. So it is what it is. Hopefully you have a much better person in your life now. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. Thank you for being here, and come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.